Today we work with the beauty of balance, not just physical balance and our balance in our everyday life, the balance of grief and joy, lightness and darkness. In this season, in the fall season, we tend to have a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unknowns that come up for us in our everyday life. And when we can root down and anchor into the here and the now, we build tools of resiliency. We build tools of compassion and loving kindness for whatever we may be experiencing. So today I invite you to cultivate this attitude of being rooted, but also lightness, the connection of grounded and light. We can start in the chair. I encourage prompts in this session. You may have 2 blocks or a bolster pillow, a chair that you can comfortably sit on so your feet can reach down to the mat. I have my little kitty here with us today, Duchess. Once you come into your comfortable seat, make sure the feet are comfortably reaching the floor. You could place blocks under the feet, and you could always lift the earth up to you, the knees at a comfortable 90-degree angle, your spine lifting up tall. Perhaps your hands rest on your legs. Before we come into stillness, take some time to scan your surroundings, what's in the room, being in the here and the now. You may notice colors, or maybe you have a fixed gaze at one spot, such as curtains in the room. I can see some curtains with green on them. And then maybe you even look outside a window, or you look a little closer in. No need to make sense of anything. Allow yourself to become a compassionate witness and observer in your body, in your practice today. We'll begin to lift the feet. The heels will lift, and then the toes, this rocking forward and back as we notice the sensation that's beneath your feet. It could be soft or hard surface. And then maybe you roll your knees a little bit here in a circle. In the fall season, we work with the elements of air and water. And this often shows up within the joints as aches and stiffness. These small movements can make a big difference in how we feel physically and emotionally. Go the other direction. And now you can root the feet down, lift your toes and plant them down, gently hugging in the earth with the toes. The shoulders come up towards the ears. As you exhale, bring them down onto your back. You could do this a couple more times. And then going the other direction. And release. Maybe the thumb and index finger starts to come together. You could look down to the floor or maybe closing your eyes. Everything I share with you today is invitational. Move at a pace that's comfortable for you. You can opt out of any shape or linger in any shape. Begin to notice how you feel physically. This is your baseline. So that way, as we move through the practice, you can notice these subtle changes. Physically, how do you feel? Scanning through the body, notice the feet touching the earth. You are rooted and you are grounded. Drawing awareness up to the knees, the bend in your knees. Noticing your pelvis, the seat beneath you, the surface of the chair. Notice if it feels soft or hard. And now noticing the hands that are resting on the legs. The thumb and index finger touching together. Bring awareness up to your elbows, the shoulders, your whole spine from the root drawing up to your neck, your head, your whole body from the feet up to the top of your head, down from the top of the head through the feet. I am here. Noticing breath. If it feels comfortable, it starts to slow down and it extends. Breathing in and out through the nose. A few more times, noticing your breath expanding. And on an exhale, gently drawing in of your navel. Perhaps there's a word or an intention you'd like to have for your practice. Maybe a visualization. A word like courage, grounded, balanced. Maybe an image of a mountain, unshakable and fierce, or a tree rooted into the earth. Now you can begin to open the eyes if they're closed. As we open the eyes up, reorienting back into your space, we'll move through the head and neck, taking your gaze up, tilt the chin up, maybe even looking up towards the ceiling and back down to the center, down towards the floor, dipping the chin in. Continue moving this way with your own breath. You're breathing in, you lift up. Breathing out, you come down. If you ever notice pain or sharp, uncomfortable sensations, back out of the movement. One more time, slow and steady. Okay, now come back to the center with your gaze. Keeping the spine tall, lifting up through the top of your head. Start to look over the right shoulder, holding here. Maybe take the eyes to the right side of their sockets, nourishing the nervous system. Without strain, holding here a few more breaths. Slowly return to the center, looking over the other shoulder. Perhaps the gaze goes towards the left side of their sockets. A few more breaths here. Slowly back to the center. Take a cleansing breath into your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. We begin to move into the upper body. Palms at the heart center. On your inhale, hands come down and reach up overhead. Palms come together, down to the heart. Generating movement in the arms and the spine. You're breathing in, you're extending the arms up. As you exhale, drawing the hands down. Continue to do this with your own breath. If you ever notice any tension or stiffness in the shoulders, you can do cactus arms. Breathing in, lifting up, lightness and ease. Exhale, grounded and rooted. One more breath in, lightness and ease. Exhale, grounded and rooted. Other way, breathe in, breathe out. A few more times, breathing in, breathing out. Last one, breathing in, breathing out. Hands come together. Pausing briefly, revisit your word, your intention, or visualization, and let it go. Hands can come down to the knees. We move into the spine now, coming forward and back into a cat-cow variation. Your breath in, your chin is lifted, your chest is lifted, the tailbone, and exhale, rounding. Draw your navel in, push through the back of your heart, tuck your chin in. You can continue moving dynamically with your own breath. Flexion and extension of the spine. Your breath guides the movement. Breathing in. Breath rises from your root up to the top, your chest and throat. And your exhale, rounding and push through the back of your heart. Open that space. One more, breathing in, breathing out. Rise back to the center, tall in your spine. We move into a lateral bend, holding the left side of your chair. Reach the right arm up. On an exhale, reach over towards the left. Notice if you're coming forward, I invite you to draw up and back. Your hand could come to back of head. Create the space here in the side of the body, lightness and supported. With an inhale, come up. Palms briefly touch. Exhale, coming over to the other side. You breathe in as you reach up and you exhale over towards the right. Pull the elbow, the shoulder back. Your hand could come to the back of your head. Stay rooted here. On an inhale, rise up. Your exhale, palms together down to the heart. Take the right hand to the left knee as you extend tall, beginning to twist to the left. If it feels right in your body, looking over the back shoulder. Observe the body here in stillness, yet the breath is energy moving throughout you. Can you stay for a few more breaths here? Maybe even lifting the palms upward. This invitation to receive lightness and grounded. Slowly, when you're ready, you come back to the center. Moving to the other side, left hand finds the right knee, extend tall as you breathe in, twisting to the right. Perhaps you look over your back shoulder. If you'd like to, maybe lift your palms up, keep the twist in your spine, lengthening up through the top of your head to create the space between vertebrae. Your breath in, expanding. Your breath out roots you here. And slowly we release back to the center. Nice. Okay, so we're going to take the right foot forward. You can place it on a block or your bolster as you begin to point and flex the foot. We open up the leg, the muscles of the front and the back of the leg. Push through the sole of the foot, windshield wiper the foot side to side. Maybe even feeling it all the way up into your hip. This could be a very small movement or big, up to you. Okay, now when you're ready, you can start to bend at the knee, top of the foot presses down, and you release. Note the difference between your right side and your left side. And switch over to the other side, extend your left foot, beginning to point and flex. When ready, pushing through the foot, windshield wiper the foot side to side. Maybe feel how it affects you all the way from the sole of the foot up to your hip. Slowly bend at the knee, press the top of your foot down into the mat and release. Okay. So now here we're going to come to the corner of your chair. You could have a block or a bolster on the side. We're going to find tree pose. So if you have a block or a bolster, you could step your foot on top. It's up to you. So we have a little bit of space here between the knees. I'm at about an angle here on the corner edge of the chair. Now, if you want, you could keep the left knee facing forward if that feels better and you want a bigger opening in this pose, or you could bring the knee closer in. So this right knee opens out. Your foot can stay rooted, or maybe you start to lift your heel and you keep your toes on the floor or on your block. Hands can be wherever feels right. Could be on your hips, your palms together. Maybe you open up and out like a tree with branches. You open up and out, I invite you to spread your fingers wide. Notice this balance, the beauty between lightness and rooted. Root down through your left foot, root down through your seat, and the energy that rises up across your chest, across the arms, lightness, open. Breathing in, breathing out. Can you stay for a couple more breaths? And slowly, when you're ready, you'll release. Bring your leg back to the center. And slowly begin to cross it. So now the right leg is crossed over the left knee. Another option, variation, is to cross at the ankles. If you have a block, you could place your foot, the side of the foot, on a block. This may be more than enough sensation to cross here at the legs. You may notice sensation in your right outer hip. Breathing in, and then you could roll forward, coming into a forward fold. Now with this forward fold, there's a bend in your mid back. If you have a bolster, you could hold it, or a pillow. Maybe you're supporting your head and chin in the hands. We'll hold this shape for about 6 breaths, your own breath. Breath inside along the back body and the ribs. Breathing here in and out. When you're ready to come out, draw back up. If you have a bolster, place it down. Uncross at the legs. Note the difference before we move over to the other side. We're going to take the hands. You can hold the side of the chair or the back of the chair. So if you're in a folding chair like me, you could even hold the sides of it up higher. And lift up through your heart, a gentle extension, rooted in the feet. Legs are strong, grounded in this time of change and uncertainty. This moment to be empowered in your shape across the chest, your breath radiating. And slowly release. Okay, now you might kind of pat down the body a little bit here, your legs and arms, the back of your shoulders. Take a cleansing breath in, exhale, sigh it out. Okay. Note the changes, how you feel. And then we switch over to the other side. So we've got tree pose. On this left side, I'm going to scoot to the corner edge of the chair. If you have your block or bolster, you could place the foot on top of that, or it could stay on the floor. Mindful that you're not straining to make this shape happen. Use the props to support. Your foot could come on top of the block. Now, if you want to keep the knee closer in, if that feels right, you could do that, or bring the knee so it faces the front side of the chair. This is a great option for tree. If you want a little more, lift the heel off of the floor, off the block. You choose the placement of your hands, palms at the heart, or radiating up and out. Breathing here. Root down through your right foot. Create that active sensation. Muscles are turned on. Your seat rooted, but a lengthening and a lifting through the top of your head. Your breath expanding and contracting. And 2 more breaths here. Slowly release, let the arms go. Bring that leg in towards the center. You might need to shift back to the center. Crossing at the legs, the left ankle could cross over the right, or maybe you cross at the knees. We're coming into a shoelace fold. You could stay tall or finding your forward fold shape by hugging and holding a bolster. Drawing your chin in. If you don't have a bolster, that's okay. You can also hold the elbows and the arms. So you feel this rounding in your mid back. We're here for about 6 breaths. Breathing in, I am aware of my in-breath. Breathing out, I am aware of my out-breath. here and now. When you're ready, drawing back up, take the bolster off to the side, uncross at the legs, the ankles, pulling the hands so they come back, lift up through your heart, lengthening. Maybe this time even you clasp your hands together, the fingers come together, and you open up a little more across the chest. It's up to you how high you want to go with your chin. Rooted in your feet, rooted in your seat, lifting up this beauty of balance. As you exhale, release, let it go. Okay, now from here, we're going to go ahead and stand up. As you stand up, come behind the chair. As you come behind the chair, we earth surf here. Same thing that we did in the chair. So if you want to stay seated, you're more than welcome to. We rock forward and back very gently. The toes, the heels. And slowly rooting down in through your feet. Draw your shoulders up, down onto the back. You can continue to hold the chair, or maybe you release the hands and they come by your side. We find a mountain shape, bold, unshakable, and fierce, rooted. Draw the awareness from your feet all the way up, breathing in. The awareness down your body through the feet, breathing out. Breathing in, I am. Exhale, here. Maybe even visualize yourself as a mountain. Strong in these times of change, lightness, to receive joy and ease. Now bring the palms together at the heart, or you can hold the chair, and we're going to start to bend gently into the knees, taking a chair pose. As you bend into the knees, try to stay rooted in your seat. Most of the weight is going to come into your heels. You're light on the toes. And then straighten legs, come back up. We'll do this a few more times. Your exhale, bend into the knees. Keep your tall spine tall and lifted. Maybe you go a little deeper. And inhale, come up. Exhale, sit a little deeper. This time we hold. Can you stay for a few breaths? Invite some heat and challenge. You are grounded, you are here. And then inhale, come back up. Okay, shake it out, let it go. Shake out the whole body. Big cleansing breath into your nose. Let it go. Find your mountain shape. What do you notice? What is the energy and the sensation? Perhaps you can feel your feet rooted, but a sense of lightness within the upper body. From here, we'll start to come back to the chair. You can sit in the chair. You're welcome to come down to the floor if you prefer. I'm going to come into the chair. We're going to start to cool down, transition into this cooler part of the practice. Reconnect with your breath. If you'd like, you could place one hand on the navel and the other over your heart. As you breathe in, expanding through the navel. As you breathe out, drawing the navel in. Breathing in, breathing out. Your whole body breathing. Okay, you're welcome to keep the hands here or bring them back down to the knees. We're going to do a short pranayama breathing practice. It's called bumblebee breath to help activate our parasympathetic nervous system, tone the vagus nerve. And we do this with the sound of humming. You're welcome to also close at the ears if you prefer. Hands could be here or here. We're going to do this for 6 breaths. And it's like this. You breathe in through the nose and you exhale, hum. Okay, we're going to do that 6 times. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Continue doing this on your own. Breathing in, exhaling, hum. And last one, breathing in. And as you finish, take a moment to observe the sensations. Notice any lightness. Okay, now we'll go ahead and find our final resting shape. If you're sitting up in the chair, you can scoot all the way back. You are welcome to come down to the floor if you'd like to. Lay down on the mat with a bolster underneath your knees. You come into the chair. Another great cozy way to take this is to hold a pillow, or you could wrap a blanket around you. Another really great option is having blocks or a bolster and extending your legs out a little bit in front so you can support them and rest the legs with ease as you lift the earth up to you. Make sure that you feel comfortable. We'll be here for a few minutes. You're welcome to close your eyes or look at the floor with a soft, gentle gaze. This is a time for you to settle in to stillness, to absorb your practice. Scanning through the body, notice your feet, the top of the feet, your ankles, your knees, your upper thighs, pelvis, the arms, the shoulders, your whole spine, your head. Space around the eyes begins to release. Your jaw, the tongue, your whole body. Breathing in, breathing out. We'll be here for another couple of minutes. I'll let you know once the time has passed. You can come out at any time. Notice any sounds that you can hear. The space that surrounds you, the air, the temperature, the placement of your props or the chair beneath you. When you're ready to come back, allow the breath to deepen. The eyes were closed. You could start to open them up, making little movements. We close our session together. Hands could come over the heart, drawing the head inward to honor and recognize your practice, to recognize your body that can move and breathe, and the beauty of balance, rooted and light, supported and held. Thank you for letting me guide you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Wishing you peace, peace, perfect peace in your journey. Thank you.